Hi, sexy souls. This yoga practice is going to be more of a restorative yoga practice to do at the end of the day when you need to unwind from like a high vibrational day, or if there's a lot of thoughts and a lot happening in the real estate in the mind and the real estate in your heart. Okay, so let's just get comfortable, kind of rock forward and back, make sure you're not gripping in your hips, and the low back is soft. I like sitting on a bolster to elevate the hips, and so just rock back and forth, just arrive in the space. And even rolling your shoulders up with an inhale and drop them with an exhale. Shoulders up with an inhale, drop the shoulders with an exhale. One more like that, inhale and exhale. Now let's tilt one ear to one shoulder and just let the weight of the head do the work for you. If you want a bit more, you could have your hand on the outside, just not extreme pulling, but just let the weight of the hand and the weight of the head do the work for you. Just simply breathe in, breathe out. Make sure you're not clenching in the jaw. Even audible exhales releases nitric oxide and increases the rate of getting into parasympathetic, so that's the rest and digest. Let's look down on a diagonal. Bring your hand above your head. So I'm looking down to my left thigh, so we're getting a stretch across the diagonal part of the neck. Big breath in and big breath out. Okay, and just release that. Keep your ear to that side and look up to the ceiling. Even like energizing out the chin to get a diagonal stretch across the front. Okay, so keeping your ear on this side, looking down for a breath, and looking up. And even adding a little hum. Okay, so that also opens the throat chakra, which is in the throat and around the neck. So that just opens up and releases energy that may be blocked there. So humming, you could flutter the lips, or just sigh. Okay, one more, just looking down and looking up. Okay, now do a slow semicircle to the other side. Okay, make sure your shoulders are square. Make sure you're not clenching the jaw and softening the space between the eyebrows. Staying here or using your hand. Okay, the weight of your hand and the weight of your head doing the work for you. Just simply breathing in and breathing out. Okay, and release that. Let's look down on a diagonal. Now I'm looking onto my right thigh, so we get the back of my neck on a diagonal. You can even bring your hand at the back, just to create that extra weight of your hand and weight of your head. Release that. And then keeping your ear to that shoulder and looking up on a diagonal, getting energy out your chin. And then soften. Yes, add the humming, add the audible sighs. Breathing in and breathing out, like we're flossing the muscles. Let's do one more. Add that humming. Open up the throat chakra. Now do slow, mindful semicircles. Making sure the shoulders are heavy. And now, when you're ready, do slow, mindful, full circles. So you open up the front of that throat. And then going, looking down. Let's do another one. Open up and no crunching. Just think of length in all directions of that neck. Now let's look down and bring your hands to give yourself a self-massage. And I even go underneath the bra strap, underneath the shirt, to really soften the those muscles. They react with survival mode, going up to your ears. Maybe you're at a computer or having conversations. So massaging those trapezius muscles. Big breath in and big breath out. Now even getting your thumbs to go behind the ears, your thumbs to go on your temples, and your fingers to go on those sutures of the skull. So the sutures are where your skull fused when we were babies. So there's one here at the top in the center while you massage your temples. You could even go right here in the corners, okay, while you massage your temples. And even the side here where you're done, maybe you had a lot of meetings, or you had a presentation, massaging the jaw here. So that's the temporomandibular joint, TMJ, okay? And even the middle of your forehead. So I'm gonna go closer here. So massaging the eyebrows. There's a muscle called the frontalis. Oh, there you go. And even like the center point there. I know there's an acupressure point called yin tang right here. So where your third eye. So even just massaging there. Okay, so even going here, even if you have sinuses, if you have allergies. I know Graydon from Graydon Skincare, she calls this face yoga. So just kind of massaging wherever you feel guided to go. I like going across the forehead, the middle and between the eyebrows, sinuses, and the jaw. Okay, and just see where that goes. And make sure you do the movement of your spine. We did this in the last video there to awaken the vertebrae, awaken the energy. But so here we're just cooling down. So open up the front of your heart and back of your heart. And there you go. It's so good to move your spine every day. Front of the heart, back of your heart. Let's do some side flexions. Breathing in, ground down the palm. Reaching away and behind you. Let's do the other side. Grounding down, rooting the sit bones. There we go. Reaching away. Good work. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so what we're gonna do is do some supine twists, because it's so good for digestion and just to decompress from the day. Okay, so I like even just using a blanket as a pillow, just so your neck is always in alignment, or even being flat is better than having a crooked neck. So let's lie down and arms out in a T shape or a cactus. Okay, you bring your knees up to your belly, and then let's go towards bringing your knees towards the right first, so we get the ascending colon of the digestive tract. And I also like getting my right hand on top of my thigh, just to have this like kind of closing the circuit, and then look up to the ceiling or look to the left. And just holding here, breathing in, breathing out, releasing effort, and just softening into the pose. I want you to be sure that the knees are closer to your belly versus away from the belly. It changes the shape of the spine. I know it's hard to see from here, but so your spine is more of like a C shape, like kind of curling in this way versus the booty sticking out. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So instead of having your knees out, having them close by. Let's have a few more breaths here. I like visualizing that we're releasing any heavy, stuck, stagnant energy with every exhale. Releasing the day, releasing what is coming up in your mind and your heart with kindness. Big breath in and big breath out. Now let's bring your nose through center, your knees through center, and then go to the other side. I do ground down my feet, do a little scooch with my hips towards the right. Keep your knees high and close. You see that difference? Not like that with your knees away, close to your belly. Bringing my left hand onto that thigh. This hand could be in a T shape or a cactus, nose up to the ceiling or off to the right. Big breath in And even visualizing the length of the spine as you inhale. And emptying with every exhale. Big breath in, big breath out. Allowing the body to soften and detox. Okay, and then from there, I will invite you to bring your legs up the wall or even on a couch, okay? So just to elevate your feet, having your feet above your thighs, and if you want, you can have your hips elevated with a pillow. Okay, just pretend I have my legs on a couch, just so we have this kind of waterfall of your feet above your knees, above your hips, above your heart, above your head. Just kind of rejuvenate, especially if you are doing a lot of walking and walking on your feet, or even just sitting at a desk. Okay, so elevate your feet above your heart. So have your legs on a couch or on using the wall to elevate. Okay, so you could use a pillow. I have a bolster here. And make sure you don't have a pillow. Just use a blanket as a cushion. Okay, so I'm just unraveling it so your neck isn't going to be like cocked forward. It's going to be ears in line with shoulders, in line with hips. Okay. So there's no fancy way of getting into this. Just kind of have your bolster. Just kind of sit on the edge of the bolster. You're going to get your hip kind of scooched onto the side of that pillow or bolster. I tuck my arm underneath and roll over. And make your adjustments so it feels good. And arms in a T shape or a cactus is what I like. So I even get a gentle shoulder opening here. Make sure you're not clenching in the hips. Let the feet flop. Okay. And just allow the pose to do the work for you. Okay. So having your legs above your hips, above your heart, above your head. We're just letting blood flow go back to the core. You're letting lymph, so good for your immune system, to go back to the core. So we're just flipping the body, actually using gravity to let your body rejuvenate. Okay? Make sure your nose is up to the ceiling and you're not looking crooked. You're doing this while you're watching TV, but it's just a nice go-to of a pose to let your body reset. And it is safe to do that pose between 10 to even 30 minutes. Just be mindful that your knees aren't hyperextending because that can be really uncomfortable. Okay, and then allow yourself to, if you saw me that I bent my knees and then roll over. So stay there as long as you like, but I'm also going to show you some techniques on how to sleep just so your body can really rest. Okay, so think of good alignment with your spine and have a good pillow if you need. So ears aligned with shoulders, aligned with hips. If you sleep on your back, put a pillow underneath your knees. Okay, so just to prevent hyperextension of your knees. Okay, so instead of hyperextending, just let them be soft. It also changes the angle of the femur and softens the low back. And this is what I recommend if you sleep on your back. Okay, and it is good to sleep on your back. So you're in the neutral anatomical position and you're not putting any pressure on one side of the body. If you sleep on your side, I recommend sleeping on your left side just because that it helps with digestion. Okay, and if you do sleep on your side, make sure again your pillow helps with the alignment of your neck. Okay, so here I even folded the blanket so it kind of fits in this nook. So let's say even here my neck is still not 100% in alignment, but if you sleep on your side, bring a pillow in between your knee and your knees and ankles so your knees aren't knocking together, and we're keeping that femur in alignment with that hip. Okay, So this is what I recommend if you sleep on your side. If you sleep on your stomach, it's not the best for your neck, but I even saw, I think I saw someone put the pillow in on the abdomen just so it is better for your low back. Okay, but the best is going to be sleeping on your back for that neutral anatomical position. And I was going to say, when you wake up in the morning, just a little hack, to not get up this way because you're going to strain the neck right away. Roll to one side, curl your knees in, and then push up. Okay? So those are just a few restorative yoga poses. I didn't really quite cue it as a restorative yoga practice. Let me know if that's what you're looking for, because then I can really draw out and guide you through meditation and through a restorative yoga practice. That is all for today's video. I hope you have a beautiful day, and until next time, let's share the message, adapt the mindset, live the lifestyle. Let's move with love together. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.